Well, I thought it was good that we got together today just because this is a huge game for us. I mean, we're coming off a really big game, but when you look at the net ratings of all the teams we've played thus far, uh, after Cincinnati, Wofford's the highest net ranking. They're good. I mean, they beat North Carolina at North Carolina last year. They beat Georgia Tech a year ago. They beat South Carolina this year by 20. When you go watch their tapes from this year, it's a 10-point game or a tied game at Oklahoma 10 minutes ago. They're up three with 10 minutes ago at Kansas. Games they both lost. They played the one other game they played incredibly tough. They have three losses at Oklahoma, at Kansas, and one other high major, Carolina. They lost to Carolina this year, which was a 4-point game with 7 minutes to go. These guys are a problem. Uh, McGee will end up by the end of the year being the second most three-pointers made in the history of college basketball. He is currently, of current players today, I think the fifth scorer of all the scorers in the country. The shooter Hoover, who had 9 threes in the South Carolina game, couldn't really shoot. They shoot 46% of their shots from three and are very efficient from the three-point line. They have a great big guy inside, Jackson. I mean, Jackson scores on everybody who's a senior. He scores on every single team with ease that he plays against. He's a real problem. They're very well coached. Coach Young, he's been there 17 years, has a program. I mean, these kids are good players. Their point guard, Murphy's good. Ryan Larson, who backs him up, started against South Carolina. Murphy didn't even play. He was hurt against South Carolina when they won. These guys are an excellent team. And I guess my big thing is we need to get as many people to the game tomorrow as possible. One of the things, watching that game against Cincinnati, which I watched 2 or 3 times, our crowd was awesome. It was a great atmosphere. It made a huge difference for our ability to be successful. And so I'm so appreciative of everyone that came to the game Saturday, and I know that everybody can make it here tomorrow night. It's going to be huge for our team as we march forward and hope to have a really special year this year. Questions?
We'll go ahead and start with Joel in the front, and we'll get McCray with the microphone to you guys, or we can start with Tyler. Let's go ahead and start with Tyler. That's fine.
I just asked the players, how hard is it to you go from that Cincy game, obviously very emotional, big win, and now, like you mentioned, you got another really tough opponent here tonight, tomorrow night, a couple days later. How hard is it to sort of set the reset button there and move on?
Well, the bottom line is it's preparing us for what's the most important, which is the SEC. Every night the SEC is going to be a monster. I mean, there are no breaks. Every game is difficult. So that's kind of what we're Clemson, Cincinnati, Wofford. I mean, it's hard. Every game is tough. And this is really what, the non-conferences prepare you for what you're going to see in your conference. And our conference is incredibly competitive and talented and tough. And this team, though, I just want to educate, make sure everybody knows how good these people are, because it's going to be a fun team to watch. I mean, these guys can shoot. They play tough defense. They're rebounding. They're one of the top 25 rebounding teams in the country. It's a very good team.
Again, questions, we'll get the microphone to you. Go ahead and get it over to Logan.
Ben, got the game coming up Saturday in Jackson. Has there been any discussions to move that anywhere else in the state, or do you like playing in the state capital?
I just think that Jackson has the most alums, and we have players that hail from close to that area, it makes the most sense. In my mind, if we want to play a game there every year for our fans, right before Christmas, it then allows our guys to go home from there, and so it's a good situation. We're not changing. We'll keep that game there every year.
Q, you guys obviously got a lot of momentum going right now with especially the last 3 big wins in a row. And just where are you guys at right now? How much do you guys talk about building a tournament resume? You know, that sort of thing. Does that even come across your mind this early in the year?
No, we just taking each game one at a time, just trying to build our wins up. So we're not looking in the future right now. We're trying to take each game that we got coming up and try to win those games one at a time.
Okay.
Eric, how special has this year kind of been so far? Just, you know, after all that y'all have been through, especially those first 2 years that both of y'all were here, just how special is it to have a year like this where there's a lot of interest and a lot of buzz about this team?
It feels good because, you know, as us coming in as freshmen, that was our mindset, was to come to a program that we can change in the long run. And it's slowly getting there, you know, and we take part in that, and, I mean, it feels good.
Go back to Joel.
Q, it's been kind of unique this year. I think you just said a minute ago, this is the first time you've been in here since the thing's been turned around. It seemed like we used to talk to you a lot more. Now there's so many guys around you doing things and stuff. You're not the guy, you know, anymore. I mean, you're the leading scorer and a huge part of the team, but it seems like there's so many other parts around you. How fun is that to not, I don't know, maybe it's fun too to have a lot of pressure on your shoulders, but there's a lot of guys around you too now that can kind of help carry the load.
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting just knowing that we got a team which it might not be my night, somebody else can step up that night. So just having a lot of people around you just take a lot of pressure off me, just knowing I ain't just got to force a lot of things to try to score the ball every night, that I can just take what the defense give me because I know I got great players around me.
Anything else for the players? Tyler, do you have anything? We'll go ahead and give it to Tyler.
Obviously, it was a pretty emotional win. You guys can take this, whoever wants it. Pretty emotional win against Cincinnati, and that's obviously a team that's probably going to be in the tournament. You know, Wofford might be a team that's going to be in the tournament too, but how hard is it to sort of collect yourself after what happened Saturday night and try to move on for tomorrow night's game?
Eric, you want to go ahead and start with that?
I say, yeah, it's definitely pretty hard, you know, just because that was a great win for us, you know, and we prepared really hard for it. But now it's back to square one where we got to get ready for the next game, which is not a bad team. They're really good. Like you said, they're a tournament team. So it's basically just enjoying the win, but also just getting back to business at the end of the day.
Q, anything to add? Are you good? Perfect. We'll go back to Joel.
I'll bug you one more time, Q. Skipping this game, but you guys will get to play in Jackson on Saturday. How much does that mean to you when you get to go in front of, you know, a place you kind of grew up around and stuff and get to play? Does it mean anything at all to you to be in Jackson and get to play a game like that?
Oh, yeah, it means a lot, just knowing that I get to go back close to home. Well, a lot of my family can come watch me play. The people that don't get a chance to come to Starkville and see me play. So just knowing going to Jackson, I played there multiple times and won 3 state championships in there. So it's going to be exciting to go back and play again my last time.